Hey, it's Kelly. Welcome back to my channel where we talk all about how to glow from the inside out. And today we're talking Aestura Atobarrier 365 line. Now, I've been a fan of the Atobarrier products for a few years now, and I have a couple of reviews here on my channel, but they recently launched at Sephora in North America. And so I took the opportunity to grab a couple of the products I haven't tried yet, but had my eye on. So I thought now would be a good opportunity for me to share all of my thoughts about this line of products and if I think it's worth it or not. I do want to let you know today's video is not sponsored, totally unsponsored, but I know that there's some interest in the products. Some of them I think are better than others. So if you're so ready to dive into the review, give the video a big thumbs up and let's get started. So when you break down the name Atobarrier, it actually gives us a lot of information about the benefits of this skincare line. Ato in K-beauty refers to really atopic dermatitis, which is kind of a catch-all diagnosis, if you will, for symptoms of sensitive skin or of skin irritation. So Ato, when it is on a K-beauty product, it is telling the consumer that this is going to be good for sensitive skin, irritated skin, skin that has a lot of redness and inflammation, burning and stinging. It's suitable, right, for sensitive skin. Now, barrier is skin barrier, right? So these are products that are not only gentle enough for sensitive skin, these are products that are geared towards strengthening or taking care of the health of your skin barrier, Atobarrier. 365 Atobarrier Cream Mist. Now, this is like a hydrating toner and a milky moisturizing toner combined into one in this mist format, which I really like. I reviewed this a couple of years ago when I was testing out replacements for the Laneige Cream Skin Refiner, the original formula. If you are aware, that product was reformulated a few years ago and was replaced by the Cera-Peptide version. And so I was looking for, products that had that lighter, watery feel and texture to them, but packed the rich moisture that Laneige Cream Skin Refiner, the original version, had a lot more moisture. And so I tested a lot of different similar types of products, the Atobarrier Cream Mist being one of them. And while this wasn't a direct dupe for that original formula, it was pretty dang close, quite honestly. And I did list it as a runner-up option. I really did enjoy this product. So ingredients-wise, we do have some ceramide content in here. And ceramides are really like the girl, you know what I mean? That ingredient that is going to help with your skin barrier, because your skin barrier is made up of about 50% of ceramides naturally. And when you add ceramides into your skincare routine topically, they can be very beneficial for helping to keep that skin barrier strong or to go in and to repair and strengthen it if it's weak or damaged. They are very, very effective in skincare products. And so we do have some ceramide content in here. Now, at first glance, you may not notice it because it's not like good old ceramide NP. It actually goes under an INCI list name that is a little bit long, but the trade name is Ceramide PC102. And this is actually a lab-made ceramide, and they are just as good as natural ceramides. They can be sometimes easier to formulate with, and that's why some brands will choose to use this. And I've noticed that Aestura is part of the family of brands under Amore Pacific. Another brand under that family is Iliune, which I'm also a big fan of, and they also use these types of ceramides. So you don't see them on the ingredients list and even recognize them right away, but they are functioning just like a natural ceramide would to help strengthen your skin barrier. So we do have ceramide and lipid content here, and then there is also cholesterol in here. We also have some glycerin here for that hydrating factor. And interestingly, this formula does not contain any hyaluronic acid or niacinamide, which are very common ingredients in these types of products. So I like to point that out because I know some folks don't enjoy those particular ingredients. But the texture is really interesting because you get this really nice fine mist application, and it does look thin and watery and like it's going to be really light on your skin. And weight wise, this doesn't weigh heavy on your skin. It doesn't feel heavy. But once you kind of pat this in or spread this across your skin, you feel the hydration. It feels nice and refreshing. And then you get this moisture. And it's surprising how much moisture you get for how thin of a layer that you receive, right? So it actually really softens and conditions the skin. That little kiss of rich moisture hugs that glycerin and those hydrating elements a little bit deeper into the skin. Your skin feels really soft and silky at the surface. You get a little bit of that glisten as well, but it's delivered in the mist format, so thin and so fine and so even on the skin, because it kind of takes out that user error a little bit. It's hard to over apply a mist. Like, you can do layers for sure, but that first layer, it's hard to overdo it. And so I just love that so much, because you don't need a lot to get all the benefits of this product. And I do think that it'll suit a good amount of skin types. You know, I think if you have balanced skin and you want a little bit more moisture without a lot of weight, you will enjoy this. If you have combo skin, this is perfect, because it's like hydration and moisture in one. If you have dry skin, just know it's not the most like rich, nourishing type of moisturizing format out there for like this toner, moisturizing toner essence type of product. But I think you would enjoy it, especially if you appreciate a speedy burst of moisture on your skin. 365 Atobarrier Hydro Essence. Now, this is the product that I had my eye on for actually quite a while. I've wanted to try this, wanted to purchase it, but it just never quite happened. So when they launched at Sephora last month, first thing I added to the cart was the Hydro Essence. I've been really interested in this. So let's look at the ingredients. Now, at first glance, you aren't going to see the word ceramide, but it is present. We do have ceramide PC 104 here. So again, a lab-made ceramide, but it is effective at helping to support and strengthen the skin barrier. We have squalane, which is a skin identical oil. So we're getting some emollient content here, some lipid content, but squalane is really well known for being a very lightweight, like I said, skin identical oil. It's not heavy, it's not really greasy. And so it's a really nice way to get some light moisture into a product without weighing it down. We have urea, which is one of my favorite hydrating ingredients, a beautiful humectant that really helps to bring lots of deep hydration into the skin, really relieve the symptoms of dehydration and help with your skin barrier. It can also be very soothing to sensitive skin as well. And then we have lactic acid. Now, you know, this is technically a chemical exfoliant. It's an AHA ingredient, but it is also used for helping to strengthen the skin barrier, interestingly enough. So we have a little bit in here. Be aware of it. Don't be too worried about it, especially if your skin's not in a super weak or damaged state. You should be fine using this ingredient in your daily skincare routine. You know, they're not using it necessarily at the exfoliating, like high percentage amount. They're using a little bit of this in the balance for your skin barrier. It helps to keep hydration into the skin. Now we have cholesterol. Now, this is a really important lipid, especially in combination with ceramides, because ceramides, as I mentioned earlier, you know, ceramides make up 50% of your skin barrier, but your skin barrier is also made up of 25% of cholesterol and another 25% of fatty acids. So these are two other additional ingredients that you should keep your eye on if you're looking to strengthen your skin barrier. If you're worried about the health of your skin barrier, ceramides are good in combination with cholesterol fatty acids. Even better. So we have cholesterol in here, and then we also have amino acid content. Now, amino acids are great for hydrating the skin. And so all the ingredients that I just highlighted really tell the story of this product. It is really a balance of lipids, emollients, moisture, right? And a balance of amino acids, hydrating humectant ingredients coming all together into this very interesting texture, because as you can see, it does look a lot thicker than the cream mist did, which was very, very thin and watery. And this is a little bit more plump and creamy, right? However, there's more hydration to this product. As you spread this across your skin, you're going to feel a beautiful burst of refreshing, watery hydration, very replenishing. If your skin's very thirsty and dehydrated, this will feel very hydrating to it. And then the moisture element here, it's not as rich as the cream mist. Even though it appears thicker, it's not richer in the slip. It doesn't have as much of that moisture element to it. It's creamy, but it's not super duper rich. And when I say rich, I'm talking about, you know, when you feel something between your fingers and something feels really slippery, rich, oily even, right? That's a richness. This has more of a softness to it, a softness, skin conditioning type of a feel, but it doesn't have that like real slip to it that feels very rich. So this just sinks in the skin beautifully, hydrating, a little bit plumping because there's some body to this. And then the top of your skin is just going to feel very conditioned, very softened, but not greasy, but not heavy, but not overloaded. So it's a really beautiful, it walks a really beautiful balance between hydration and light moisture with a nice plumping factor. It really fills your skin, but it just doesn't weigh it down. I feel like this is going to be perfect for me and my combo skin come deeper spring when things are really warming up, and then into the summer as well, because my skin, combo skin, you need both, right? And that's exactly what this product provides: hydration and moisture. So for sure, if you also have combo skin, this will be up your alley. If you have dry skin, just know it's not as rich as it might first appear just based on the texture. There's a lot more hydration and a lighter moisture to this than your eyes might tell you that it has, right? So I don't know if it's going to be enough. For dry skin, it may not be your favorite thing. Combo skin, you're going to like it. Balanced skin types, right? Or normal skin types. If you have a balanced skin type, you may enjoy this. You may also just not need something like this. Although if you like something that kind of plumps out your skin, you might enjoy this for that kind of hydrating and very light moisture feel that this brings. Oily skin, I don't think you need something like this, quite honestly. I don't think it's going to be super duper beneficial, but if you go through bouts of dryness with your oily skin, maybe due to weather fluctuations, or maybe you're using like a high percentage of retinoids or tretinoin or something that's making your skin feel just a little bit drier than usual, then this would, I think, offer the appropriate amount of moisture for your skin type, kind of going through a temporary dryness. This could be beneficial at that point in time for you. But I think it really squarely for me sits for combo skin. I think that's who it really feels like it's made for and designed for: combo skin that wants to strengthen their skin barrier. Now let's talk about the Atobarrier Hydro Cera-HA Serum, another one that's new to me that I just recently picked up. So let's look at the ingredients. We will see ceramide NP here, but we do also have the ceramide PC104. Keen eyes may have picked that up. I see this combination a lot, especially for products that say Cera or ceramide in the name of the product. If they are relying on the biomimetic or lab-made ceramides, right, they will sprinkle in a little bit of ceramide NP, usually towards the bottom of the ingredients list, so that, you know, customers who are like, oh, ceramides, and they look at the ingredients and then they don't see that word. I have noticed that just to kind of combat that, people being like, but there's no ceramides, when there technically is, right? They will put in a little bit of the ceramide NP, but just so you know, that's not the ingredient that's doing the heavy, like lipid lifting, if you will. It is the ceramide PC104. Now, this product also includes cholesterol and fatty acids, as we've already covered, the holy trinity for barrier care, right? We also have some niacinamide in the formula, betaine, which is a really beautiful humectant hydrating ingredient. And interestingly, this serum contains 3-O-ethyl ascorbic acid, which is a stabilized form of vitamin C. It's often used for its brightening capabilities. So the texture is a very pure medium gel texture. I say pure because we don't have that hint of creaminess or emulsion to this. And so this spreads across the skin really nicely. It feels hydrating. Again, more medium weight. It's not really, really thin. There's a little bit of heft to this. Surprisingly, though, it does feel a bit sticky. That might be the hyaluronic acid at play that is referred to in the name, the HA. It does tend to have a little bit of a sticky, I almost said aftertaste, if you will, to it. And I do notice that quite a bit on my skin. It does settle down a little bit. Anything you put over it should eliminate that sticky feeling. But it was pretty prominent to me the very first time I tried this out, the sticky factor to the finish of this serum. Now, as I mentioned, this is one of the newer products that I've tried from this line. And I say I had high hopes for it, but all in all, it was just kind of a meh for me. There's really nothing wrong with it. I really don't like the stickiness. I don't see the stickiness being a huge barrier to this product. Barrier meaning like it's just so sticky I can't use it. No, it's just more of a personal pet peeve of mine than anything else. I just found when I was using it, yes, the next layer that I put on top of it would take the stickiness down, but I just didn't enjoy how sticky my skin felt when I was applying it, right? And it's just, like I said, it's just more of like a minor annoyance for me. And I know some folks are just like me, right? You have sensory your preferences really, right? And so this is not my preference. But I do recognize that like this nice medium gel texture does open up a ceramide serum to more skin types, because a lot of ceramide based products do tend to have a creamy, sort of a heavier, richer, moisturizing feel to them. It can just kind of be a trickier texture to work with, right? And so I do find that the gel texture, even with the stickiness, does open up this product more to an oily skin type, to a balanced skin type, to multiple layer, skin routines where you have a lot of different products and it can sometimes be hard to slot in more like unique textures like creams, right? So I do think that it has a nice universal appeal in the texture, minus the stickiness. Hate that stickiness. I think this is a good serum for like daily barrier care. I don't know that I would reach for this for like straight up hardcore barrier repair. Your barrier's damaged. We're going to get it into shape in 30 days, bro, right? It's not that heavy hitting. I think this is a great daily barrier serum. If you're concerned about your skin barrier health while using retinoids or really high percentages of exfoliating ingredients, right? And you have your eye on your barrier and you want to maintain barrier health, I think this is a perfect product for that type of situation. It didn't strike me as being like a hardcore repairing product, though. Damaged barrier product. I don't think it would be a bad choice. I'm just saying I don't know if it's the best, the very best out there. Now let's talk about the Atobarrier 365 cream. And I want to say this is a hard product for me to talk about because this is actually the first product that I ever tried from Aestura, and I did name it as one of the best skincare products of 2023. So I have a bit of a history with this product, and I really enjoyed this moisturizer so much. However, in early 2024, they reformulated it. And I do have a video that covers the differences between the two products, but really it just kind of boils down to the reformulation. Sometimes when brands will reformulate something, you really can't detect too much differences, right? Like the ingredient order maybe changes up a little bit and you're like, yeah, but I don't really detect much difference and it's still performing the same. So like, okay, that's fine. And sometimes they'll change some stuff, but like, it's still pretty good. The changes here with the Atobarrier cream were pretty significant, and it actually made it from one of my favorite moisturizers. I named it one of the best of the year, right? One of my favorite moisturizers to something that's just not quite right anymore for my skin. And so that's why I said it's hard for me to talk about it because like I'm salty, I got some feelings. So by now you're probably able to recognize the Ceramide PC104 in the ingredients list, a little bit higher up on the list than the Ceramide NP, which we find lower on the list. And like I said, this is here to appease the folks who are looking for the word ceramide in the ingredients list. They have also used niacinamide in this moisturizer, as well as some dimethicone to add a little bit of occlusivity to help seal everything in. Now the texture here is really interesting because if you just swipe it, not rub, but just swipe it really quickly onto your skin, you're going to see all these little white flecks or flakes. These are the Derma-On soft capsules, and what these are is actually the encapsulated ceramides. So this is meant to keep those beautiful lipids and ceramides really potent for your skin. I do believe that this technology claims to help deliver it more effectively into the skin. I'm not really sure if that really plays out or if that's just kind of marketing, but for sure keeping it encapsulated is a good thing. And it's kind of a cool looking thing as well, quite honestly. Now you may be concerned that these flakes might drag. You might feel some roughness on your skin. Absolutely not. They're so incredibly soft. You don't feel it. It feels just like a regular moisturizer as you spread this across your skin, those capsules just melt and you don't feel any roughness at all. So it feels really, really nice. This is an interesting texture because it starts off looking like a medium kind of weight cream, like a traditional cream. The more that you start to work this into your skin, it is very melty, is truly the word for this. It's very melty and it actually melts down into something that actually almost has like a hydrating, sort of like a watery feel, like a gel cream type of feel to it. Strange. And then as it absorbs, so you feel that wetness and that hydration and that refreshing feel, and then it absorbs, and then you start to feel the silkiness and the richness and the smoothness of like that cream layer that is just settling on top of your skin. And it does feel a little shiny. It looks a little shiny. It has a little, I feel like there is a little residue at the top of the skin. The way that it feels on my skin is, like I said, you get a burst of hydration, kind of like almost like a gel-like feel to the moisturizer, and then you get that moisture element, and this is what's absorbing into the skin. That moisture, that creaminess, that silkiness feels really good. And then it's like the last 25% of the moisturizer is almost like a very thin film, like a little occlusive layer that has a little bit of a rich slip to it, and that's what also looks a little like kind of wet and shiny on top. Like 25% of the moisturizer doesn't absorb and sits on top of your skin and creates just a little bit of a film. Not my favorite, if you can tell. Now, if you have combo skin that leans more on the oily side, and it's such a fine line, that's why combo skin is so tricky. But if it's a little less dry and maybe a little bit more oily, you might actually still like this. It might actually be just the right amount for you. If you have oily skin and you like something kind of more like a nighttime cream, you might like this. Please know it's a little bit more. There's a little bit of a shine to this particular cream. That's why I said more kind of more nighttime cream. Balanced skin types or normal skin types, I think you'll enjoy this. Dry skin, don't bother. It's not going to do anything for you. I think that's where the line cuts off for this particular one. It wasn't like, oh my God, it's totally unusable now reformulation. I think it will still serve a lot of folks, and I'm still seeing a lot of positive reviews come through on the new formulation. I just personally mourn the old formulation so much that it colors my perception of the new formula. I will just recap and tell you my most favorite products are the Cream Mist and the Hydro Essence for sure. Then I think the runner-up to that would be the moisturizer, and then finally the serum, which wasn't my favorite. All in all though, I'm really excited for this K-Beauty brand that's all about sensitive skin and strengthening your skin barrier. Two of my favorite things in skincare, right? I'm so glad that it's becoming more widely available outside of Korea. And I think that this is just a really ushering in a really big wave. I think a second or third wave of K-Beauty right now. I think we're going to see a lot more K-Beauty brands launching in physical stores in North America, in Europe. You know, I think that we're going to see another big wave of K-Beauty, and I'm very excited about that. So I'm curious about your thoughts. If you've tried these products, if you're excited about them, let me know in the comments. And if you love this review, it was helpful, but you haven't hit subscribe yet, please, if you love K-Beauty, sensitive skin, strengthening your skin barrier, I love those things too. Come join our community, turn on notifications so you're never out of the loop. I love you so much. Thanks for being here with me today. And please keep shining your light. We need you, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Bye.